So, laws of power.
Yes.
We won't talk about 48. We ramble long enough. But
Yeah.
we might talk about 2.
Yeah.
My favourite law of power links with common examples rather than historical ones in the book. Mary Poppins, the film Interstellar, and the ex-Liverpool football manager, Jürgen Klopp.
Right.
But we'll come to that later. See if you can guess what links those 3 and maybe what law of power does underlie all of those. But what are you making of the book so far, Chris?
Yeah, I really like it. I feel kind of drawn to it. There's something about power and human behaviour that's just fascinating. Sometimes it's a bit, if you read the laws on their own, they sound quite cold and
Menacing.
Yeah. Machiavelli.
Yeah, absolutely.
Destroy your enemy completely.
Yeah, I mean, this is another, we'll put a link up, Baby with the Bathwater, watch that video. We keep coming back to that theme. Not everything has to be perfect. You can still sift out the gold and the silver
Yeah.
and get rid of the stuff you don't want. There are non-laws as far as I'm concerned in there.
Yeah.
I just don't agree with them. Do not commit to anyone, which is law 20. I don't buy that in the slightest.
Yeah.
Law 3, conceal your intentions. Terrible. I think it's terrible advice. It could be used in certain situations, but would I use it? No.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of nonsense, dark, menacing, and ultimately self-sabotaging laws in there.
Yeah.
Bin them,
Yeah.
but there's some real gold in there too.
There is. No, I agree. And I think some of it is like a bit of human nature, like destroy your enemy completely. I can feel that. I can feel so enraged with someone that I'd want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's about exploring yourself through those laws, I think.
And ultimately, I think it's also a bit of a, rather than, this is before the time of clickbait, I guess. But the book was a bit, book bait, cover bait.
Yeah.
Laws of power, it is to grab your attention.
Yeah.
If you say 48 laws of behavior, which is what it actually is. This is a book about behavior, which is why I love it. And it gives, the good thing about the book, if you're not familiar with it, it gives you all these laws and it gives you historical examples of them. And how they apply and led to the changes we've seen in history. And it also tells you how the laws worked and counterexamples where the laws failed. And so you get a bit more of a historical flavour of how it could apply to your life.
Yeah.
And it's a book about behaviour. And, behaviour does involve power, but it's not always power over someone. You can be powerful in terms of you're powerful with a team. And at different points of time, other people will take leadership roles in a team.
Yeah.
And so you're all sharing that power over the course of the project. There's other things where you can be, just powerful in yourself to self-discipline and self-grow. That's not power over anyone. So there's different types of power, and power is always put into this thing of like, oh, you're using it over someone or to beat someone down. I think, once you get rid of that concept, then it opens it up.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I like to think of self-power, maybe like if it will help you with your sovereignty and how you understand yourself and other people, that human behaviour element.
Yeah.
Very useful.
So have you got a favourite one?
Yeah, I've been enjoying act like a king to be treated like a king.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, yeah, sovereignty. Because to cut straight to it, not only do other people react to you acting like a king, if you set your boundaries, people will often come to meet them if you have that authenticity about it. If you have your own sovereignty, you value yourself, other people will kind of recognise that and meet that. But it doesn't talk about it in the book, but it's also yourself, you are watching yourself more closely than anyone else. So your mind will take note of your behaviour.
Yeah.
So to act like, with sovereignty, like a king, that's got to be a win.
That's interesting you mention it, because as you say, who's watching you more than you?
Yeah.
Really, everyone's going about their own business.
Yeah.
So when you act like a king, who's really treating you like a king? Is it other people or is it yourself?
It's yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of becomes this self-fulfilling prophecy
Yeah.
where I'm investing in myself.
Yeah.
I have that sovereignty, so you
Yeah.
say, over myself. And I'm gonna back myself and not underplay it.
Yeah. And from a CBT point of view, or behavioural point of view, it can be very little things like not looking down when you're talking to others, but just looking at them in the eye,
Yeah.
or not feeling like you need to fill a space, so you're okay with a little pause while you think. You know, and not feel you have to keep saying something to prove yourself. Because these little behaviours can be huge when you're talking to someone.
Absolutely. I mean, that ties into another law that I'm just going to drop in. It's not my favourite, but one that always works. Always say less than necessary. It's amazing. And it's that gap thing.
Yeah.
Allow a gap.
Yeah.
Wait. If you're uncomfortable, become comfortable with the wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't assume that everyone's judging you. They're not thinking about you.
Yeah. And it could be two things. It could be a habit. We could just be used to filling space and getting our point across and wanting to be seen. But there can be if it's a habit, there's probably an anxiety element. And if there's an anxiety element and a habit, that's always a reason to explore your behaviours.
Yes.
Just lean into that anxiety bit and just leave a little space. What does it feel like?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
No, but I drifted away because that is a great one. And I think that comes down to everything. That's emails too.
Yeah.
Draft your email, see if you can take out 2 lines of it.
Yeah.
You'll find it's just more effective.
Absolutely.
And same with, if you're making a proposal, if you're making a speech, anything, just say less.
Yeah.
So try it, have a little think of it, cut a few words out, give it a go. It's probably going to be better.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. When I'm writing, I'm always tussling between keeping that point in, but can I make it shorter? Can I put it into one sentence? And ultimately, when I read something back and it's just short and sweet, it resonates better with me.
Yeah. That's real beauty.
Yeah, poetry.
But going back to your point about the king, this is Act Like a King. It's a solid one. What ways do you have in for this? Let's say someone's not really looked at this law much.
Yeah.
And they wanted to kind of have quick in on how to apply it in their life.
Okay, so I think depends what you're coming to the 48 laws through. If you're like a politician from House of Cards, then you might have a different agenda. But for most people that want to feel sovereign, more sovereignty, they want to feel more valued, better at setting boundaries. Yeah, start small. Those little spaces when you're talking to someone, don't feel you have to fill that, and just start to notice that. Even when if you feel like a bit nervous about meetings or walking into public spaces, if you have a bit of social anxiety, what does it feel like to sort of walk like a king or a queen? Just a little bit, just not leaning forwards, just shoulders back a little bit.
Yeah.
And walking into the room with a kind of smile on your face, like looking around like, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
A bit like how a dog goes into a cafe or goes into a room and it's like, life is good.
Or maybe how we were more used to when we were children.
Yeah. Rather than kind of just hiding yourself down, hiding your heart space.
Yeah.
Looking down, just a little bit of that.
No, that's very good.
And emails is a great place to look at. When you get an email, do you feel pushed to reply in a certain way, in an angry way or defensive way?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you push the email away and you kind of think you're ignoring it, but you're ruminating on it? That's a message to yourself. I can't deal with it. So take that sovereignty, reply in a way that feels comfortable.
Yeah. And always don't.
Yeah.
Another great one. Don't send it straight back.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're ever feeling emotionally pushed, very few things need replying instantaneously. Write something, sit on it, come back to it.
Yeah. That's not sovereignty. To be pushed by your emotions, a situation pushes your emotions, that emotions push you to action in a bad reply on an email, then you don't want to be like that. That's not king-like.
Yeah, you're pinballing around with the stimulus.
Yeah.
It's just reactionary.
Yeah.
This came in, boom, straight out. Oh no, I didn't want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm glad. That's a good one to start on. I've loved this book. I'm a history buff too. I'm a big fan of history. So this is a really good book that mixes behavior and history. So you've got me. And the one that this is my favorite law. I think it's really insightful. I don't think why I'm talking about it is you just don't find this mentioned in many other places. Most other writings, concepts, content will miss this. There's a law 47. Okay, let me get it right to phrase it exactly. Do not go past the mark you aimed for. In victory, know when to stop. Now, how does this link Mary Poppins, Interstellar, and Jürgen Klopp? I'm not a Liverpool fan, by the way, but we'll come on to why I've got to use that example, because it's really excellent. Well, this is the point of destinations and future, right? This imagining, we make plans. So prior to loving this particular law, my previous favourite law was plan all the way to the end, which is law 29. But that one's so much more about the making a plan, trying to work things out, trying to shape your route through life to land at some destination. And you're focusing so much on what skills do I need, how am I gonna make this work, how do I network this, there's so much kind of calculating and trying to work things out, which is understandable when you're young and you've got that hunger. It's great, and it's important, and it happens and things get going. It assumes two things though. It assumes, one, that there is a destination, that you will know already in your 20s or your teens, that you'll know what it looks like when you get there.
Yeah.
And it'll be exactly as you expect. That's assumption number one.
Yeah.
Assumption number two is that life won't get in the way and change. So you've made this beautiful plan and it's all going to go up to plan. Once I've done this, this, and this, I've hit all my metrics, I've optimized this. Nothing about life at all is going to get in the way.
Yeah.
Especially not like a pandemic that's just going to shut the world down for a few months or years. You know, none of that stuff's going to happen. And obviously over time, the plan has to adapt. So then this changed to, it's not so much just about the plan. It's about having the self-reflection to know what is it you want the world around you to look like that feels to you like victory.
Nice.
And a phrase that we've been using, my wife and I have been using at home in the last few years, is we've worked ourselves into a good situation, let's not work ourselves out of it. And it's so easy because once you kind of get going towards something, it's so natural, it becomes like an addiction, a habit. If you like the Freudian death drive, there's so many ways of conceptualizing this thing of like, this has worked for me, so I'll do it again. And it worked quite well before, so if it didn't quite work again next time, I'll just do it again harder. I'll triple down, double down, triple down, even harder. I don't need to sleep, I don't need my health. I'll just put 5 years of really hard graft in now and then imagine where I'll be. But you might have already ended up where you wanted to be. But this kind of like behavioral pattern addiction.
We're so habitual and we respond so much to our behaviors and our patterns,
So I'm going to tie this back in then. Why does it link those three? Have you figured it out yet? So going back to the 1950s, I think example, Mary Poppins. Now that when I was a kid, obviously Mary Poppins is an exciting film. We saw the stage musical last year, which is amazing, really recommend that. Went to see that with my daughter. When you're a kid and you watch Mary Poppins, it's all about the excitement of the miracles that she's doing, dancing on ceilings, all of that stuff. When you become an old man like me, start to see it differently. So this is an amazing story about George Banks. The most boring character, I just ignored as a kid. In the whole film, like, who is this? You know. And then actually the whole story comes back at the end to George Banks, who is miserable. At the end of the film, through Mary, through the kids, it all ends with him wanting to fly a kite with his children, which he could have done at any point. He was already in the victory that he sought. He was just trying to go somewhere else. So don't go past the mark. Realize when you have to stop because you're already in victory. I'll take this further to Interstellar. There's spoilers abound. So if you haven't seen these things, you need to go and watch them. Sorry. But in Interstellar, this is a key thing. He's shouting back at himself. He's shouting back at younger Cooper to stop. That victory was kind of already there. I mean, later on you can discuss that he needed to do that because they both needed to share the good outcome. But at that point in time, the most gut-wrenching punch of that film, he's shouting to himself to stop because he's already in that victory.
Yeah.
And then 2024, this is why I think it's important to make this now, we're in 2025, Jürgen Klopp, who changed the fortunes of Liverpool Football Club. They've won, as he pointed out in his resignation interview, they'd won everything under him. They did really, really well. And he just said, I will put a clip of it here, but to the effect of, I don't know what it is to live a life.
Yeah.
He, in victory, knew when to stop.
Yeah.
And so this is my favourite law, and I think it's quite important because there's so much already out there. We know that we have a lot of people are very lucky, and we have abundance. We have a lot of people lucky enough to have resources, friends, community, opportunity to grow even further. And if we don't see it, if we don't know that we're already in the victory, then what good has any of it been for?
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And I'm thinking about Rosebud,
Oh, yeah.
Citizen Kane. Yeah, go and see that film. Brilliant. Spoiler alert. He just wanted to play with his sledge on the snow. Just go back to being a kid. He did all that building, and then he wanted to go back. Yeah, I love this, and it's making me also think of acceptance commitment therapy, where about living a value-led life rather than a goal-oriented life. So the goal might be to win the championship at football, or it might be to whatever, defeat an enemy, but or on a more sort of day-to-day thing, it might be someone might have a goal of getting married, and they might obsess over that. I'm getting older, I'm not getting married, I've got to be married. The value under that is to live a loving life.
Yes.
And that is not, that doesn't, you don't have to be married to live a loving life.
Yeah.
You can do that with your friends, your family, all around. So knowing what your values are and not getting lost in goals.
That's it. That's it.
Especially when you're in space.
Yes.
In a black hole, in Interstellar, or the whirlwind of football.
Absolutely. It applies in so many different ways.
Stay true to yourself and
check in with yourself.
And I think that fits in with my favourite law, the being king-like, because the king will have aims and goals and not be pushed around by challenges. They might have challenges in their kingdom, which is their life and their family and friends, but they kind of keep a certain sovereignty.
Yes.
So it fits in, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the good ones.
Yeah.
Ignore the nasty ones.
Yeah. Okay.
Another way I've been thinking about this recently, and might be super geeky, super mathematical, might lose everyone in this, but we'll give it a go. When you're young and in your 20s, I've got some graphics, I might try and make this work. You try and balance an equation. So you say, I'm going to put in this amount of higher education or this amount of graft work in my business. And then I'm going to have these friends along the way. So this plus this, and maybe plus this relationship, and then equals at age 30, 40, 50, perfect destination.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, what we keep doing in our 20s and 30s is iterating. So we'll try this term. Actually, I'll change this because that relationship didn't quite work. This group of friends was good, they were good fun to go out with, but actually they didn't help me grow. So maybe, adjust that group of friends. Still, don't bin them, but adjust how you're behaving with them. So we keep changing the terms on this side to work out what's on the other end. And then, this might be huge. Let's hypothetically say that the other end is the victory that you actually feel that you wanted. It doesn't come in terms of a goal or a checklist, like you said, being married, having this job, having this title. It's actually the feeling of the day to day. Like, this feels like the great life that I wanted. Everything that I wanted about it. What I'm getting to do, who I'm connecting with, the food I'm eating, the films, everything. It feels like what I imagined in my 20s good would look like now. Once you've got this side actually settled, then what's interesting is that you can now go back to this side and keep changing this, because you now no longer are trying to find what's on this side. Before, you don't know what's on either side of the equation. Yeah? Before, you're trying out these terms and you might get close to something that you're envisioning. But once you've got this, this stays pretty much unknown. I want my life to feel and look like this. Now, how many of these terms keep this going and how many of them threaten it? And then just bin the others off. And that's another way of, or adapt them. And that's another way of knowing when to stop in victory.
Well, you have to see the victory and feel it. Like,
you have to feel it.
A lot of people, you've got to stop. A lot of people think they want this peaceful life and this retirement, say, this more time to themselves. They actually like moving. They actually like reading the laws of power and saying, oh, I can get better at that. I need to learn that skill. Which is so interesting that you enjoy the book, because I can see like it being very useful for people to sort of move forward with careers and stuff. So it's great that it's got an audience that is into human behaviour. And
it is a book about behaviour. It is a book about behaviour and history. And if you like those two things, pick it up if you haven't done so already. And like I said, some of those laws, don't sweat the negative ones. As with everything, don't chuck away the baby with the bathwater. There's some real gold in there.